Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer Perry and I am a Close to My Heart consultant, and my website is my scraproom. Thank you for joining me. Today we are going to be continuing our series of playing with the cats and bats papers. We're going to be making 3 cards today. I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in and get started, and we can talk while we're working. We are using the Cats and Bats stamp set. It also comes with the thin cuts. So here's the stamp set. It also comes with the thin cuts. I've already trimmed out the thin cuts, so for me that's going to be done. I wanted to be able to do the stamping and show you how to do that part of it. So you'll see me pulling out of a stack of already trimmed out stuff, but I have a couple of cool little tips and tricks that I would like to show you this morning. So I've got everything pre-cut to kind of make it a little bit faster. And I have already decorated my envelopes so that you can see that. The other trick that I do, because I'm notorious for making cards with the wrong side, is I went ahead and put my name on the back of these so I know this is the back of the card and this is the front of the card. So I'm going to just take one of these and we're going to attach the bottom here. I'm going to use my favorite score tape to attach these because they are cards and I want them to last in the mail. And when my recipient gets them, I don't want them to fall apart. This score tape is a very, very strong tape and it is perfect for scrapbooking. It is a beautiful Sunday morning. Let's see, 3, 4, 7 inch, so right about there. My house is extremely quiet this morning, so I decided to film in my jammies. So if you see pink sheep on the camera, I'm still in my jammies. So our next piece is going to be this piece. Now do not get it confused like I almost did. If you flip them over, this is going to be the longer piece. For a moment I thought I made a bad cut. And I had to stop and think for a second, what did I do? Oh yeah, flip the paper over. So I didn't make a bad cut, but I thought I did. And it's just going to go right on top of that one. And then this one is going to go right there. Now I've got the screen a little bit tighter this morning so you can see what I'm doing. I will try and keep in focus for you and in frame. Okay, so it's going to be, at this point, I stop for a second. I'm going to bring over one of my new tools that I just purchased that I am having a fine time with. Now, this is something that Close to My Heart does not sell. If you look in the catalog, you'll see there's one photograph where it looks like we've got one of these. We were in process of contracting with the Misty company. Sorry for the glare, I've got an extra light over here. We were in contract with the Misty company to market one through Close to My Heart, and the contract fell through. I'm not sure, there's some sort of litigation on the Misty side with a separate company not affiliated with Close to My Heart. So at the time being, Close to My Heart is not contracting with Misty. I'm hoping at some point they do, but I went ahead and purchased the smaller Misty because I wanted to be able to show you this technique. And when Close to My Heart does start to carry it, I will purchase the Close to My Heart version. But I wanted to show you, this is the, let's do the cat first. This is the negative space for when I die cut the cat. Oh, I've got my Misty upside down because I'm right-handed. So hold on. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to put my negative space in the MISTI. I'm going to take my magnet. Now this is a different magnet than what comes with the MISTI. I bought this one separately. I'm going to take one of my die cut cats. I'm going to pop it right back in there just for a moment. And I'm going to take the cat that's the outline. Okay. So bring this out just for a second. Pop you in. Now before I bought the MISTI, I had trouble stamping on the thin cuts. I'm going to pick up my stamp. I'm going to reposition this. Pop my cat back in. Right there. Now, this is a new stamp. I haven't used it yet, so let's do it that way. I have a microfiber cloth in my lab. I'm going to ink up my kitty cat. Let me find... Oh, I don't have one with me. You can't see the cat on my background, but it's there. Lean it over. And there is my stamped image. Now, the cool part about this, I can put this right back in. See I received a bad stamp or a bad image. It didn't stamp right. I can pop it right back in. Re-ink it. Pop it right back over. And I have a gorgeous stamp. Check that out. I'm going to put this template back, and I'm going to grab my party template, because the next one I need to stamp is the word party. And I'm going to do the same exact, let's grab all three. I'm going to do the same exact process. Just lay that down inside. Get my finger off it. Pick it up. Make sure that's back in the corner where it belongs. And pop in a party. Position it one more time. Now the one thing with this MISTI that I tend to do is get a little bit more ink on me than I used to. But the trade-off is perfect. Close my stamp pad because I am notorious for putting my fingers in it. Okay, so with these parties, what I want to do really quickly is you can use marker. I'm going to use just one of our watercolor pencils, and I'm going to just very quickly color in the A, and the T. Again, if you have our alcohol markers, you may use the alcohol markers. I personally prefer pencil, which is why I'm using pencil. And I am using, no, I'm not using, I'm sorry, I lied. I am using, if you're going to be using the marker, you need to use the archival ink to do all of your stamping in. Or the water, or the alcohol will smear. But I'm just doing a really rough coloring job, just to get some color in here. If I had used the archival ink, I could use my watercolor water brush and soften this up some. But I did not, and it's okay. So we're just adding some quick color. Okay. So now what we're going to do is trim a wee bit of shimmer trim. A little bit of my tape for the cat. Like I said, with the Misty, I tend to get a little more inky than I used to. But that's okay. Okay, somehow I managed to get the ink up my fingernail. I have a talent. I'll take just a wee bit of foam tape, put behind the party. I'm not going to take it off yet because what I'm going to do is gently turn my card upside down. And that one. I've got the words, "It's a haunted." I'm going to very carefully stamp this out. Now I can take the foam tape off the party and place it. Now the last little thing we're going to do is just a couple of little stars. And there's card 1. I'm not going to do card 2 and 3 on camera because you guys would like to get on with your day at some point today. Okay, again for the second card, I'm going to pull my Misty back out. Make sure I've got everybody pointing the right direction so I can get it in right. Here we go. So now we're going to move on to the little bat. I'm going to ink it up really well because with this itty bitty image, I don't know if it'll double stamp very well. Oh, that's perfect. There's a running joke in my family that whenever I became a consultant, oh geez, almost 13 years, it'll be 13 years next month. When I became a consultant, I told my husband, I'm not a stamper, I'm not going to sell the stamps, I'm only going to sell the paper. I still do not consider myself a stamper. I'm not the best one out there. I enjoy stamping, it's just I'm not the best one for it. There are some more talented stampers out there. But I use whatever tool I can to give me the best stamp I can possibly get. And that tool includes our clear stamps, because before I joined Close to My Heart, if it wasn't a clear stamp, I couldn't do it. So I use the tools I have available to me to get the best stamp possible, since I know I'm not, oh my goodness, I am totally wearing this ink. Okay, that's the best I can get. Alright. So I'm going to use the tools I have available to get the best image possible for myself. So we're going to take this card base and add our black to it. Our black base. The longest part on these, there it is. The longest part on these cards is the stamping. The assembly part doesn't take long at all. And cutting everything out was super, super quick. So if there's an invitation, which these all appear to be invitations, if there's an invitation that you like the style of it, it would be very, very easy to, and you have enough paper, you could very easily stamp out 12 of them at one time and do 12 personalized invitations, and you have a Halloween party invitation worth, that I consider worth sending out, that would be kept. There we go. So I'm going to, this is one of the zip strips that comes on the paper. I got ink everywhere. I told you I'm not a very good. I'm not a neat stamper in any way, shape, or form. Okay, we have this itty bitty October 31st. There is a word sheet. It is a B&T sheet of paper that's just got little words all over it. It looks like little tiles. I just cut out the October 31st. And I'm going to put that down. Okay, so for the Halloween, I'm going to take my orange pencil. Again, you can use marker. And I'm just going to very roughly color it in. I'm not super concerned with staining the lines. Because it's a little rough and tumble. It's a little... When you're using the markers, you're not going to be able to stay very well in the lines. Or I can't. You might have more talent with the markers than I do. Hence why I use pencil. I've got a friend of mine that prefers chalk. So you find the medium that you are comfortable in and use that medium. It doesn't, just because the instructions say use, use a marker for this or use pencil for that. Use whatever medium makes you happy and is easiest for you. Okay, so here's my Halloween word that we did. So I'm going to pop that down. I went in and pre-stamped the happy on this tag because I wanted to make sure where I needed to do my dovetailing. So that one's been pre-stamped. And then we're going to pull out our dots. Now remember, I use an X-Acto knife to put my dots down. If you are using your X-Acto knife, please be very, very gentle and be very, very careful, because this knife can and will cut you before you realize it. But for me, it's the easiest way for me to put sticky dots down. And then I'm going to use a tiny bit of foam tape on my bat. Oops, it stuck to me. There we go. And there is your card number 2. Alright, let me clear the decks and we'll get started on card number 3. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my Misty one more time because we have another set of cats. That back in the template. Now, what is the malfunction? There we go. There we go. Okay, so just to prove with the Misty that I'm not a perfect stamper, I was still able to get some decent images, and I think what I'm going to do to salvage these is I'm going to just trim one out so it doesn't look like I made a boo-boo. And just kind of straighten it up a little bit. Because I don't know that I want to drag out the Cuttlebug for just 3 images. When I can salvage it. just like that. And my people tend to know that my cards are not perfect anyway. They're not mass produced. They're not Hallmark creations. So I'm okay with a few imperfections. So there we go. That one will look just fine. Alright, so what I'm going to do is it's going to be a horizontal presentation. I guess I didn't get that piece out. Okay, there it is. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the first piece we're going to put down is this stripedy stripe one. And again, I'm going to just assemble one card on camera so you can see. How it goes together. And these two, I'm going to assemble off the card first to get it straight. And then I will put it on the card. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the polka dot down. Gotta put my mat back under this thing because it's sliding around. I have a little anti-grip mat that I took off. I was doing some other filming, took it off, forgot to put it back on. I'll put the polka dots. Then we're going to put this one. Then I'm going to do this one next. This is shimmer trim that I just dovetailed. And then a teeny tiny little black strip. But I'm going to go ahead and put the adhesive on the cat. And then I have one step I need to do before I put the cat down. So we're going to put that there. We need to find this stamp that says "Have a Perfect." Oh, holy. Ink it. Now we can put our cat down. Now this is just a die cut star that I pre-did to make sure I could get it straight. And it was also my MISTI practice. I put a tiny bit of foam tape on the back of this one. And then we are going to take this solid star and the Gold Rush. And just do a couple of stars. And then a couple of little dots. And there you go. So let me clear the decks and I'll be right back and show you everybody. So there you go, in no time at all we have 3 very cute invitations for Halloween parties, or you can change it up. Like this one here just says Happy Halloween, that you can send to a friend to wish them a very nice Halloween. Not a lot of time. The cutting on this was very, very quick. The longest part for me, and if you're a rock star stamper, it won't even take you very long, but the longest part for me was actually the stamping. And it would have been longer, believe it or not, it would have been longer without me using the MISTI. So for me, the MISTI worked out very, very well. If you enjoy this kit, it is the Cats and Bats Workshop in the Holiday Expressions catalog, and I'll leave the link below. And until next time, thank you very much. Bye-bye.